at Chrisso's gym sessions. Let's get it. Today, I'm going to train chest and tries. Keep it nice and simple. Little bro split, it is what it is. I love doing it. It keeps things simple. I had a little check-in today, how the body's feeling. And I had a really good sleep last night, which is really, really good. It's a good indicator of good central nervous system rest. So I can potentially go a little bit heavier today if I want to, depending how my warm-up sets go, but let's get into it. Let's do some triceps to warm up, and then we'll go into some warm-ups to the chest. I like to do just standard tricep push down. It's just a warm up. Really emphasizing on that stretch, contraction, stretch, contraction. Now we're not going to go too heavy on this just to start because we're only just working that range of movement. We're just focusing on the mind to muscle connection, get the elbows warm. So I normally will go to probably till I can start to feel a burn, probably about now. I'm happy with that. All right. Now my first working sets are going to be, for chest, they're going to be incline dumbbells. So I'm going to do a quick little warm up on that. Same thing, not focusing too much on weight, just more about getting the stretch. Activation is the winner. We're just warming up now. We're not really getting into anything too outrageous. This one's going to be another working. Just a slight 10% weight. The same thing, just going to keep that movement nice and steady. Making sure I'm activating those triceps. Full range. All right, they're starting to feel nice and fatigued already, which is good. I like to power my concentrics, so pushing down, powering them, up slow with the eccentrics. And keep that tension on at all times. That's just something I like to train that way. Yeah, I've sort of always done it. It's good for the joints. It's not no movement. There's no jolting. It's just nice, consistent speed, time and attention. Rightio. Another incline, slightly heavier. Yeah. Really getting that, sitting that low stretch. All right, let's power up. Power up, slow down. Power up, slow down. Now with anything with dumbbells, even with barbells, you really, really don't need to go as heavy as everyone thinks. I've been on both sides of the spectrum where weight was everything over form. And it's really not the case, ever. I like this bench because it's a bit lower. I like the incline on it too. So now, in my chest, my shoulders, I know some people will say, you know, you should do bigger warm-ups and all that. I understand, but this is the way I've done it for a very long time. I've had very little to no injuries. Actually, I've had none. As long as when I'm doing my warm-up sets, like I just have done, I'm focusing on controlling the weight. We're not going in there and just chucking and going too heavy. Really focusing on that connection, stretch, contraction. And if you focus on that heavily when you're doing your warm-up sets, you'll actually fatigue quite quickly because there's so much neural drive and focusing on those muscles to push and push. I can almost do it without weight. I could literally do it without weight. So getting those muscles primed, ready to go, because we're going to go into 2 working sets now on each. So I'll get the triceps, we'll get him up. Now, people might say that doing heavy tries and then going into a set of incline dumbbells will compromise my push. It might drop my weight because I'm fatiguing my triceps. My triceps are very dominant compared to everything else. So is my chest. My push days are quite dominant. So I can sort of balance it out well. So for me personally, I can do both at the same time. What I'll do is I'll do some tries, do some inclines. Then when I move into my flies and stuff that I'm isolating my chest away and keeping my arms in a position where my triceps aren't working, then I can start to load and change my loads accordingly. But for now, just to get everything neurologically firing, we'll do a couple of sets of heavy. So this is going to be the same thing. Exactly the same movement as before. Pushing. Slow. Push. Slow. Control that weight. Feel it as it's coming up. Let it sit. Push. Now, I know on YouTube now, science is backing that eccentric is more important for hypertrophy, which is really good. It's great. It's got its application. But me personally, I love the eccentric. I'm all about it. And I've always done slow eccentrics. But I do focus on my push, which is my concentric. I'll fire it quickly and then I'll slow up. And I'll try to get a pause at the start, at the end of the movement. Now I'm starting to really fatigue. Ouch. Right, that stings. That is a stinger. Let me get your breath back. Even though it's such a small muscle group, your tricep, even I find with biceps when I'm training, anything small, it's the intent. You want it to be dense. You know, you're not moving huge kilos, but that intent to get that squeeze or whatever you're doing, it should bug you. You should be, if you're in the gym for longer than 45 minutes, training something like a chest and tries, I'd be really having a look at training. If you're training, if your intensity's there or you're intense there or you're playing on your phone too much or whatever it might be. Because really, you should be absolutely buggered by the end of it. 45 minutes is such a small muscle. Right, we're going to go up a little bit in the dumbbells here. Let's not break no records because we don't break records. I always have done this for safety. Excuse my thongs, that's not safe, but I've always trained thongs. Dumbbells on, one up, and then set, and there we go. Stretch, push. Stretch, push. If you're taking your time with your reps like this and really focusing on driving those elbows together and slowly opening that chest up and leaving it really vulnerable, you will not last long. You should fatigue quite quickly. Huge intent, smaller load. Big intent, smaller load. I'm starting to feel it already. We do not want to compromise form if we can. Jesus, 25 kilos. Unbelievable. It is unbelievable how 25 kilos feels when you're doing it slow. She stopped tracking me. We're back. When you I've trained before where I used to put the 60s, the 70 kilo dumbbells, and intent was there, but form, central nervous system fatigue, you really got to weigh up how badly you want to. Are you going to train a really, really heavy day, and then tomorrow you could potentially affect the next workout? Where if you can get the same amount of stimulus without having to fatigue your central nervous system too much, well, for me, that works. Because you can have consistency. Especially when you're starting with exercise. The hardest thing about exercise, especially when you're doing resistance training, is muscle soreness and also fatigue. Your fatigue ratios go up, and if you do 2 or 3 hard days, then you're done. You have a week off, and then you're sort of not really progressing. So manage your fatigue levels and your central nervous system, and you should have a really nice balance. Now, that's all perceived by yourself. There is ways you can measure it, but you should know yourself. Have you had a good sleep? Are you hydrated? Was your nutrition on? So many variables, but you'll know in yourself. You'll feel whether or not you should go hard for the day or not. Today I feel good, but I don't think I'm going to go too heavy. I'm already starting to feel quite pumped and fatigued, which is great. All right, let's hit these tries again. Same thing as before. Two more. Slow. Oh, the sting. Anchor man. The deep burn. 2001, 2002. Yo! Again, it's heavy, but it's not record breaking. Keep that intent there. Right, one more of these, and we'll move into some other movements. What are we thinking, everybody? What are we thinking? What do I do before 25s? I should go up 5 or 10%. But I'm feeling pretty good. So let's go 32s. Yeah, we'll go 32s. Behave yourself, Chris. Behave yourself. None of these. 1, 2. Up we go. All right, let's go. Retract the scaps. Stretch. Push. One more. Shit. God. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. Okay. Chesty's feeling chesty. Tries are feeling try. Everything's feeling good. Right. How do you like training your chest? Tell me, I'm interested. There's no right and wrong way. There's not. There's just training. As long as you're safe and you've got basic cues down pat, you're doing the job, you just got to get there. Get there and do it. Now, I love cables. I love cables for several reasons. But the one major one is you can do so much with them. You can do so much different training with them. But for me, on a chest day, it allows for the full recruitment of chest. Being able to, I use it as a scoop. I can scoop mine and work through my lower chest up. If I want to train more of the clavicle side up higher than the upper chest, I can also, do the same thing with cables. I can just bring my elbows up and come across and I can feel that contracting straight away. So moving on to different planes, this plane, halves, and I even do bottoms. I can do bottoms here by just driving elbows up to stretch, push straight down. Almost like a dip. And really, really squeeze that concentric. And big stretches is really important too. So I'm feeling pretty warm right now. I'll just give this one a bit of a oof and see how we go. So I'm just going to train. I'm just going to hit the normals, what I would normally do. Now with my cues for this, I always focus on elbows up, allow the elbows to drift, pull that chest up, and then down. Leave that stretch, down. Now another cue you can do is trying to touch your pinkies together to be able to bring those elbows closer. Also another good one. That's feeling pretty good. All right. I like doing this one because I do a tricep exercise, but I've always done skull crushers and I love skull crushers. Absolutely love them. They've definitely developed a good amount of my tricep over time. But you do get yourself locked into a position sometimes, and it can be, not always, it can be slightly detrimental. So I've backed the weight down just for elbow's sake. And I do skull crushers. Still, but I do it with 2 dumbbells and I get a big stretch. Now I can go further down like that, which is really good, but I do lose a bit of that weight. As I come down here, I lose that weight on that stretch. So if I drive my elbows down slightly and turn those dumbbells out a little bit, really concentrating on that concentric and the eccentric, squeezing, stretching, I already feel that's getting everything it needs to get. This is just not overcomplicating, and it's really good for coordination too, because your body's got to think how to stabilise 2 dumbbells instead of 1 bar. So you can get a lot more neural firing. See, even that, what's that, 7.5 kilos? That feels like 20. Feels like 20 kilos. Stop losing me subject. I love this camera, but keep an aim on the bonce, would you? Look at the bonce. How can you miss this head? Honestly, how could you miss it? Anyway, DJI, your active track can't keep an eye on my giant head. No, it's doing well. Amazing camera, Osmo 3 pocket thing. Amazing. I can just come in here and it follows me around sometimes. Gives me the opportunity to reach out to you guys and share this information that I love to share. All right, this has gone up a bit heavier now, so we're going to go for, I'm going to mix it up now. I'm going to lean over a bit more. I'm going to bring it back, and I'm also going to drag forwards a bit more so I can incorporate more of the upper pec. What I said. On me. Right. So elbows back a bit more, chest really stretched out. Forwards. You can feel, you mightn't feel when you first start doing this because you have to, your body has to understand a pattern and know what it's doing. So the more you practice this, the more you'll feel it. So now, driving that forwards, driving that forwards. That's already Canaan. Now this is what you set in. All right, stretch. Big stretch and pull. Don't know what that was. And pull. Oh. The burn's real. The burn is real. That's how I'll normally gauge where I'm at fatigue-wise. If I notice that I had a good sleep last night, but today I'm actually fatiguing quite quickly. So either I'm neurologically really hitting the spot and I'm actually focusing solely on it, or my nutrition might be off, but I'm pretty good. I think I'm doing well. I'm just overthinking it, as I do, but I'm feeling strong still. I'm moving weight, and I'm in here. So that's all you can do. Right, let's do some triceps again. Same, but different. Just gone up a little bit in the weight here. Dragging those elbows down a little bit, up. Up. Now, a cue I give myself, it's actually not a cue, it's a survival mechanism. I tend to choke myself out with my pecs. I'm not saying I'm huge, everyone relax. But I don't actually, my scaps sometimes don't focus, so pulling my shoulder blades down and stops me from choking myself out because the old pecs get up there and, Jesus. Ouch. She's like a beetroot. Yeah, we're looking for swellage. Not bad, not bad. That's good. I'm keeping a good pump, which is nice. Things are working. I like it. Like I said before, what is your favourite? What's your favourite chest exercise? Because there's so many, people have so many different dominances they have. Some people have really big uppers, big lowers, mids. Majority of people lack in the upper. It's usually it's usually the number one thing in bodybuilding and most things. You'll see that flatness and then they'll have quite a big lower chest. If you can build up that, if you can get a full engagement and have quite a solid upper chest, it gains that depth when you're a bodybuilder. On stage, or whatever it may be, if you're just looking, if you want to go do your little bro pumps or whatever, it gives you that big separation. All right. I'll just show you the difference between how I was doing my slow sets and how many reps I was getting. I'll take my intent out and I'll put in reps. So I'll go, I'm just going to focus on reps, right? And let's see how many I can do with the same weight. Not concentrating on the form per se and not concentrating on how I'm actually squeezing and contracting those muscles and stretching. So I'll show you how different it can be. Take away intent and put ego in. Because when I'm doing this, I'm using momentum. Now, it'll still work, don't get me wrong. I can still feel my pecs working, but the intent's not there. I'm worried about numbers. I'm not actually worried about working that muscle. Now, I can keep going like this for a while, and now it's starting to get me. Now I'm just going to slow it down so I do this for the next 2 hours. You see what I mean? I don't even know how many I've done then, but the amount of reps I've done to how I'm feeling in here now, compared to when I've got a huge amount of intent and focusing on that connection, polar opposite. So that's why I say sometimes, don't always go with your reps, go with your intent. Your intent to move that weight. It doesn't have to be a big weight, it's your intention to move it. Will do, because you always get activated. Active instead of active here and then momentum, active here, stretch reflex, momentum. It's just you're not actually getting that full engagement. I know it doesn't look good when you're not in the gym and you're not throwing them around. And like we could pick up a 50 or a 60. I wouldn't do it now, but and do your ego throws. And you will still put size on, don't get me wrong, but the risk versus reward is starting to lift up every time you start doing that. So definitely always focusing on that is really important. Right, shut up, Chris. Shut up. Tries, let's go. See if we can get it. They are feeling pumped. Hey. Bloody hell. And don't choke myself. Yep. That's a good weight. That's a good weight. Well, there's some engagement going on here. Yikes. Now, what I do sometimes, especially now because I'm at the end of my sets for that, is I'll just rep out some of this. Really just keep it nice and balanced, focusing on the... No, that's enough, holy shit. Okay, whoop. They can track me again. All right. I'm starting to get fatigued. I'm starting to feel a little bit, these muscles are starting to come. Getting to the end of their day or their session. So I'm going to do something that activates much more stretch. We'll really back that weight down, keep the intent up. But I don't think I've got much more in me as far as push. So let's do some flies. Do some flies? I don't know, I'm just walking around in circles, I'll find something. What's this over here? So this is good. Good machine. Only problem with this one is these pins don't move, so you don't get a full stretch, but it's quite a close push. So you get a lot of tricep activation. You also get some good chest squeeze at the start, but you probably don't get so much of that stretch, which is okay, I can deal with that. Now this one's going to be full intent. It's not going to be throwing the weight, it's going to be real, it's going to be super concentrated, and you watch how long I can't go for. All right. Little stretch. Big squeeze. Oh. Drive those elbows down. Yeah. Super intent. Next up. That's a good one. I like that one, just for a finisher. That's good. You might be thinking, oh, this is not much, or this isn't this and that. But this is the way I have grown over time. And the best thing I will ever give as a tip to anyone who wants to go to the gym is consistency and thinking smart and put your ego aside will give you longevity in the gym. There is no point of getting to your goal and being completely busted and feel like shit and you're getting injuries and your body can't deal with it. Load things appropriately. Make sure you're focusing on your body's movements, not how you can throw something, just how you can be in that body when you're doing it and feel those muscle fibers moving apart and focusing on it really deeply. Makes a big difference. This is something I've always done. Exercise, weights, resistance training, whatever it might be. But I do understand that some men out there, maybe men that are watching this, have never even stood in a gym or understood anything or even wanted to. And I also understand that. It doesn't make you more of a man to come to the gym. But one thing I will say is the feeling of movement, the feeling of being strong in your body and able is a very masculine feeling. Now, I don't know to decipher whether it's an egotistical feeling or a masculine feeling. I have been in both worlds. I have been in an ego, and I've also been in my more healthier masculine, which is now. And this is definitely masculine for me. It's not even ego anymore. It's just the feeling of stimulating something and feeling very whole and complete, and you've got some of that energy out for the day, and you've put time in for yourself, which a lot of men don't. You've got to do things for yourself. You've got to put some time in and be that, not the best version, not the David Goggins version, just be consistent every day. Do something every day. Never hurts you to do it. It doesn't. It shows discipline. Motivation comes and goes, which is fine. I'm aware of that. Everyone's aware of that. But if you're a man who has never been in the gym and you're thinking about it, or you despise it, all I'll say is give it a go. Whether it's at home or wherever you feel comfortable to do it. Little partials. Wherever you feel comfortable to do it, start there. If it's a dumbbell in your bedroom, perfect. Absolutely perfect. If it's on the beach, doing a few push-ups or sit-ups and a walk, do that. If it's just doing some sit-to-stands at work and you feel like you need to move and just sit up and down on your seat, even do that. Because everything compiled is really good. You'd be surprised if you do something a certain amount of times a day and you do it every day for 30 years, you'll see some big changes. Love it. Always wear shoes at the gym too, everyone. I'm absolutely hopeless and I've always done it, so don't. I'm thinking about calling me vlogs a Haviana boy. I'm not sponsored, but Haviana, seriously. Come at me. All right. I'm feeling very juicy. I probably haven't got too much of the mentality today. I'm feeling good, but I'm just a bit flat today, which is okay. I've come, I've stimulated, I feel great. Now it's time to get something to eat. Love is all. I'll give you a question. Why don't you give yourself the chance to go and learn something in the gym? What's your biggest fear? Is it judgment, or is it other people's opinions, which is judgment? Or do you just not have the knowledge? Because that's a really big one. Knowledge is a huge one. If you don't know something, you're more inclined to not do it. And leave it in the comments below. If that's the case, I'm more than happy to help out in any way possible. Love is all.